Hello everyone, I'm Bodine Victoria. Welcome to my kitchen and this is my pot. Now, I just have one thing to say to y'all. Y'all is a bunch of gubbers. I put up in my Insta stories earlier this week a question. I wanted to know if y'all just wanted me to make y'all some crab and grits and what time of the day crab and grits is good for. And guess what? These are the results. This episode of BodinePot is sponsored by Showman eBistro. Showman eBistro, the restaurant, is for the trendy, sophisticated, and savvy foodies who want to experience a fusion of flavors inspired by cuisine the world over. Enjoy a great location. Plus, it's the perfect place for business luncheons, after-work cocktail mixers, date nights, and more, offering a unique culinary experience with live music for that ultra chic and sexy vibe. Go to the showmanebistro.com website to see the menu and all of the fun, flavors, and cuisine. Now this one ain't gonna be a long recipe. I gonna show y'all how to make this using the crab that we done prepped earlier this week. So if you miss how to prep the crab, that means how you clean it, then how you separate it, how you cook it, and then how you pick the crab meat, well, go and check the crab prep playlist right here on BodinePot. But if you done do that, get your crab broth, get your crab fat, and get your crab bodies because it's time for us to make our crab and grits. Let's get this recipe started. Now it's time for us to make our base. You're gonna add the oil, onions, celery, and sweet pepper, and you're going to allow them to cook until they have begun to caramelize. These are the first three of the aromatics that we're going to be using today. Next, you're going to allow them to caramelize. We're adding our tomato and we're adding our garlic. And the house should smell really nice by now. I have salt beef on hand. I tell you, I cook it in batches and I store it in the freezer for when I need it. And I put my crab fat in there. And we're going to get the rest of this out of this bowl in a minute. So we're just going to add some water to that and throw it in a little bit later. But the crab fat is where the color for your base comes from. So it doesn't matter if you're using yellow grits or white grits. Your crab is going to make the grits be nice and delicious, that signature brown. We're putting in the thyme as well as our bay leaf, and we are going to allow this to come to a fast simmer. Next, we're going to put in that crab fat diluted with water because we need it. We ain't wasting none. And don't mind the fact that my crab looks this color. I had it sitting out, and so it's going to be that color if you don't rinse it with vinegar. And this is why most people, they pick their crab and they clean them specifically for when they're going to use them. But if you keep them in the refrigerator and they're not defrosted or rinsed in vinegar, they're going to look this way. But it does not mean that they're spoiled, okay? Obviously, you'll be able to smell if a crab is spoiled. So you want to kind of keep your crab frozen if it's not going to be fresh until you're ready to use it, and then you defrost it in the fridge. So back to the recipe, we are adding our first cup of water and we're going to bring this to a boil. Now it's time to soak the grits. When I say soak the grits, a lot of people believe that you should boil grits. Really and truly, when you throw your grits into the pot, you should allow the base to come to a boil, and then you should allow the grits to begin the process of soaking. I find that grits swells to 4 to 5 times its size, so you want to be careful with that. And now I'm throwing in my last bit of grits, and if you notice, it's already started to swell. So we're going to throw in our crab broth in just a second, and we're also going to add another cup of water in just a minute. When we do that, just keep in mind, this is the broth. Keep in mind that you want the grits to boil. At the point that the grits starts to boil and you see that it starts to kind of jump in the pot, reduce the heat. I'm throwing in some pepper, and notice this is my third portion of water I'm throwing into the pot. And I know that my measurements say 2.5 cups of water, but you really have to kind of look and measure. If you see, or if you look at my pot, you're going to see that the grits has started to expand and I'm adding butter. But you're also going to notice that it's not jumping into my face. It's because I literally have the stove on low. And you want to keep the stove on low because the grits should be completely full. You should not be able to see the yellow in the grits. And that's how you know it's ready. Here's the recipe card, guys. This episode of BodinePot was sponsored by Showman E-Bistro. The new Showman E-Bistro restaurant is open on Mackey Street, offering you complimentary valet parking, plus a fantastic DJ, fully stocked bar, beautiful atmosphere, and delicious foods inspired by cuisines the world over. Place your order in advance by using the Showman E-Bistro website. Call in or sit with your friends, order a specialty cocktail, and enjoy the showman vibes. Go to the Showman E-Bistro website for more information, and don't forget, coûtez le monde. And there you have it. We have ourselves the juiciest, most delicious crab and grits that you will ever taste, using the things that we made when we took apart and prepped our crab, because you ain't got to be in the kitchen all day. That is what I am talking about. Now let me tell you what to serve this crab and grits with, okay? Season some jacks and then fry them down good. Or a snapper if that's what you like. Then turn around and add yourself one juicy coleslaw, some steamed vegetables, and one slice of juicy macaroni. But in the right portion size, because we want the man them to be around a little bit longer. We ain't want them to disappear too quick, okay? That's if you're serving it for dinner. If you're eating it for breakfast, eat it just by itself. I said what I said. It ain't gonna be hard in the morning. All you do is just add a tiny little bit of water. If you're really down home, heat that up inside the pot and make sure that it tastes good. Old school people know you don't heat up crab inside no microwave. I just say it. If you enjoyed today's recipe, please do not hesitate to leave me a comment in the comment section and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you know each and every single time I drop in recipes the whole of crab month, and we got one more week to go plus an extra day. So y'all know these recipes could be nice and juicy. Your July is going to be crab filled and you are going to be a crab expert. Now, also, if you leave me a comment, guess what? I can add that to my highlight on Instagram at the BodinePot Show Instagram page so people know that you like it. And then if you like it, share it, okay? All right, now, after I done say all of that, let me just remind you, don't let any and everybody dig up in your pot. Okay, bye.